Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. So we're doing another Shop My Stash, a weekly Shop My Stash. So I don't know whether to do the foundations first. No, we'll just go into this drawer. I don't think I'll be taking everything out, just the products I've used. So this is Project Pan, that stays in. I used this one time. It's the Model Zone highlighter. Let's see if I can get into it. I think I want to keep it. I might actually keep it in for another week. Yeah, we'll keep that one in for another week, just because I've only used it one time. So that's that. I know I want to keep this. So it's the Revolution XX Retro Blush. It's just a bright orange matte blush. If you've watched my lives, you'll know what that looks like. And then I want to keep this to go with it. So this is the Revolution Pro Luster Blush in the shade Peach. So they can go back in the collection. I've only used this one time. We'll keep that in. I've not used that at all. We'll keep the CoverGirl Clean Fresh in. We'll put this back because I've got like a pinky cream blush in already. So we'll put this back. I really like this from Aldi. It's the Liqueur Sweet Blusher from Aldi. Really like that. And it goes really well with this like Dusty Rose blush. So we'll put that back as well. Benefit Butterfly I've used a couple of times. That one can go back. Did I use it? If I did, I only used it once, maybe twice. Keep that in. And the Hourglass blush in, what shade is this? Luminous Flush. That one can go back in the collection. So all that is going back in the collection. Right, so we've got the Becca, Chloe and Malika palette. This one's Chloe's. Let's see if I can open it. You would have seen this last week, but I've mainly used the bronzer. I mean, I did use the blushes and the highlights a couple of times as well, but the bronzer I've used literally every day because I'm doing my makeup now 7 days a week for lives. So yeah, I've been using that quite a bit. So that can go back in my collection along with the Huda Beauty. Part of me doesn't want to put this back, you know. It's just so lovely to use. I even wore this yesterday. Hang on. I actually prefer this better than my Dior. I think it's Rose Gold Glow, that quad. But yeah, this is really pretty. I like the lighter shades and then that pink. Not so much a fan of this. Yeah, so I normally just go in with these. Yesterday I went in with this one and then, no, it was that one and then that one. And it just looked really pretty. So those two can go back in my stash. Oh yeah, then we've got the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Tan Lines. This isn't part of Project Pan. It should be, really. If I do my next update and there's still a little bit left, I think I'm going to put it in my 24 in 2024 Project Pan. I'll just show you how much is left in there. So as you can see, there's really not much left there. A couple of months and I think it'll be gone. Will I repurchase? It is a nice bronzer. It is a nice cream bronzer. I think if I'm going to repurchase anything, because it is a one in one out system when it comes to bronzers, cream bronzers, especially just because I don't have that many. I think if I'm going to do anything, I'll get one of those e.l.f. contour sticks. I do want kind of like that cream stick, but the ones that I've been looking at are just too expensive just yet, and I'd rather go with cheaper rather than more expensive, especially as I am on a no-buy. So we'll see how I feel once I've used this, and then I'll see if I want one of the contour sticks by e.l.f. Okay, so now we've got powders. I did use this Rimmel Stay Matte. I found it quite nice actually. So this one is in 003 Peach Glow. Very pretty. And I also used the Revolution, I think it's Bacon Blot, yes. Bacon Blot in the shade Banana. So both of those will go back in my collection. I didn't use this one, so maybe this one should stay out. Maybe I should just not bring a powder out this time, but I'm just worried it's too dark. We'll see when we get to powders. So that's that. So they're going back as well. Let's put this MAC highlighter back in this drawer here. Then we'll go up here. Sorry. So for the most part it is Project Pan, but there are, like, there's just one foundation. Sorry. There's this one foundation by CoverGirl. So it's a CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. I like this a lot more than I did originally. So that one can go back in my collection. So all these are going back. Let's have a look at these drawers now. So some of these just stay in till I finish them. This won't be though. I want to use a different poreless primer. This one isn't a poreless primer. Why they put liquid putty poreless primer, I don't know. It's more of a gripping primer, and it even says that on the back there. You can see it if you look. You can see that it doesn't claim really to be a poreless primer. For that to be a poreless primer, it would need to have silicone in it, and it doesn't. The ingredients aren't there, but it doesn't have silicone in it. You can feel when a primer has silica in it, can't you? And that doesn't have any silica in it. Right, so these primers, that concealer, these stay in all the time. This brow pencil is staying in all the time. It is new to my collection, but it's the only brow pencil I've got. I did use this recently in an orange look. It's the Made by Mitchell Legendary pencil, so I'm going to put that back. I don't need that to stay in there. That is always going to stay in as well. It's the Juvia's Place Eye Sculpt Eyeshade Brow Gel. This is my glitter glue, so this always stays in there. Not much of a fan of it, but I want to use it up. There's a pink cream blush there. I didn't use that this week. So this lip liner by NYX, I absolutely love. It's in the shade Pumpkin. I don't even have to do that one anymore. That one can go back. This Revolution one can go back. It's in the shade Noble. Then we've got some lip liners that are in Project Pan. I think that's Deck of Scarlet. Yes, Deck of Scarlet. I think that's in the shade Maya. No, Belle. Then we've got a red one here by Primark. That's just in the shade Red. And then we've got this one by Rimmel. Rimmel Exaggerate. Don't know what shade this is. Oh, Addiction. So that stays in. Then we've got my black Ted Baker eyeliner that I use for tight lining. We've got this Smashbox Trio here. I just used to use that before I got this, but I'm not really into that at the minute. I will go back to it eventually. And then I've got a Wayne Gloss liner somewhere. Oh, there's some liners here that have to go back into my collection. Whoops. I think that may be it, you know. Oh, wait, what's here? No, I think these are like daily essentials, so nothing changes in that. Oh, eyeshadow palettes I haven't shown you, have I? So we only put two out, two small ones. Juvia's Place, the Bronze Rustic. If you want to see looks, they're in my lives, if you haven't already seen them. Beautiful, beautiful palettes. I loved the look I did with these three shades here. Didn't much care for this one up here. It looked like a sunset. But I do really like these two shades here. I know that for a fact I could probably give this away and not be that fussed on it. And I wouldn't mind either, because it didn't cost me that much. So that's that one. I did some looks with the P. Louise. We upgraded to a Vacation palette. I absolutely love this palette, guys. The only thing I don't love is the fact that we're only getting those two shimmers, but you can make some amazing looks with this palette. I absolutely love it. So that's those two. And then there was a couple more. I'm not going to open it up because it's in its packaging. My sister got me this She Glam Wonka bar, and I really enjoyed using it. I think I'm going to do another look with that today, because I've not used all the shades yet. And then I pulled this in 4 chopping blocks under, and I think I'll be able to open this one. I really enjoyed using it. Those shimmers, well, they're more metallics, aren't they? Those metallics are so soft. So this is the drawer now, guys. It's gonna be like this. I'm just gonna put palettes in all the time until it's full, and then we'll rank them. So at the moment, sorry, we've got 4 in here. Right, so all this needs to go back, so hang on just 1 minute. Okay, so I don't know what to use. I don't know whether to use a foundation or a skin tint. I've got enough really light foundations, so I've not used this in a while. I feel like it's a little bit too dark for me. The number 7 Stay Perfect. So there's that one. There's also this one that I've not used in a while, which is PS, which PS is Primark, if you're not aware. It's My Perfect Colour Illuminating Foundation. Everyone's saying that this is a dupe for the NARS. I can't remember the one, but the one that's illuminating. Part of me feels like this, but then part of me knows I've not used that as much. Let's bring this one in. And if it's too dark, I can always pull something like this, because that's porcelain. What shade is this? I'm sure it's porcelain as well. It is, but not every brand does porcelain the same shade. As I noticed, like, look at all the colour differences. Anyway, I'm only going to bring in 1 foundation this time, this go around, so we'll skip this. We'll skip the illuminators because, as you know, if you've been watching my lives, I'm using this, just this glow stick, and I want to use it all up. I mean, there's loads left. It's going to take me ages to use it up. So we've got all that left. I'll show you how much I've used though. I've used quite a bit. So that's what we'll be using. Over here is like primers, powders. So we've got glowy primers. Like, do you know when I said earlier that the e.l.f. one, this one, isn't silicone based? These are silicone based. And it even says pore smoothener on it. But I don't really want to open any of those yet. I have got the No Pore by Shop Say, the one that Desi sent to me, and this one's a silicone based primer as well, and that one goes so far as to say no pore, whereas what did this one say? Liquid poreless putty primer. They shouldn't be able to get away with that. What's this? It's like some kind of serum. Yeah, rich serum and primer. I'm going to put this in a project pan after I've used. I don't know if I've used it all. I'll try it again today. I mean, I think I have used it all. There's a tiny bit there. Can you see it? So I might put that in the That's Expensive project pan, even though it's not that expensive. No, the 24 in 2024 project pan. After that's all gone, just so I can use it up. So try that again later on. What have we got in here? I don't really need a glowy primer because I've got that glow stick. Right then, so we don't need any of that then. Powders. I've got that Miracle Veil out. What if that doesn't work? Shall we bring this in, especially for under the eyes? Because if that Miracle Veil doesn't work, I'm not going to have anything. So this one is in the shade Butter. It's just one of the minis, but you get so much product in here. Does it say? Can't see. 7 grams, is it? Or is that 7.8? Yeah, it's 7.8 grams. So we'll bring that in. That's a lot of product. And then that is it for that. For eyeshadow palettes, I don't think I'm going to fetch anything in. Like I said in yesterday's live, I've got loads of eyeshadow singles that we need to be trying. So let me just go over to my palettes that are next to my vanity and I'll have a look. I'll have a look if there's something small that I want to fetch in. But if there's not, then we'll just be using singles this go around. Right, so this is the palette. I have used some of the shades in here and I've swatched them over on a live as well, but I haven't used them, you know, and I want to be getting more use out of my singles. Some of them have dried up, and we've got a blusher and a highlighter there from Deck of Scarlet. I want to see if I want to keep them in here or if I can declutter them. And then we've got Colourpop matte eyeshadows at the bottom there. So for the most part, I've said this in a previous Shop My Stash, for the most part it is Pastel Roses singles. This one here is Titmouse Cosmetics. They're no longer, it just used to be a very small indie brand in the UK. This one here is Glam Sharp, and then all the rest are from Pastel Roses. There's some multi-chromes in there, duochromes, and then just normal metallics. So I really want to get to grips and just figure out if they're still okay for me to use. I don't think this one is, but I think I could use it as like, I think I could use that shade Meropa's nail polish. So I'll try that. I'm going to try it one more time. I think it may be the glitter glue. It was also raining on the day that I wore it and I didn't have an umbrella, so it could all be that. But yeah, I do want to use this. That's going to go in this drawer here, so I can pull it out easy. Right, and now we're going to choose not much, but some, like, you know, some face stuff, because I've only got a little bit in here, but we don't need to pull out a lot because it's only for a week. I've got this nasty habit of pulling out way too much. I think this time I'm going to use, so I'm pulling out the other Becca, Chloe and Malika palette, but it's going to be Malika's this time. I feel like the bronzer's too dark in that for me, so we're going to pull out a single bronzer. So let's head over to where the blushing bronzers are now. Right, let's pull a bronzer out, but let's pull one out that I'm not sure of. I'm not sure of this. It is more leaning orange. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and it's just the original. So there's that one. I'm not sure about that, but I do prefer that to Physicians Formula one. I was talking to Eden about this, about glowy bronzers, and it does say luminous bronzer. I don't know whether to pull that out instead. Another one I wasn't sure about. Where is it? Oh, it's this one. I got this on recommendation from Samantha Isendu. Okay, so I think I want to pull the Flower Beauty one out. I don't want to have a crap makeup week. Right, so let's just check for the most part what I'm going to be working with. So again, it's like that. We do have some warm, like, so I'm going to need some, like, a neutral blusher. We've got some pinks in there. There's already a pink blusher in this though. I did say I wanted to pull the other Hourglass one out, didn't I? I've been saying that for a while. Where is it? This is the question. I've got too many blushes. This is why I need to try and get rid of some. Well, these two go somewhere else. That's why it's overflowing. Those two go somewhere else. That one does too. Hang on, let me try and find this other Hourglass blush. Right, here we go. So this one's the bigger one. I had the travel size in last time. So this one is in Dim Infusion. So that's that. you know, a more neutral blush. I think these are pinks. Yeah, they're pink. That's pink. I didn't think I had this many pink blushes. That's quite coral leaning. Let's bring that in. Well, that's quite neutral. Let's forget about the Beauty Bay and bring the Clinique. I don't want to bring too many in because I've got this palette as well. You know, I haven't used this Anastasia one in ages. Let's bring that out. Maybe fetch that out next week, depending on what I wear. That's quite neutral too. Right, we'll fetch that out and then put the ABH one back. I think that's it. I feel like I need some kind of cream blushes for these. I'm just going to have a look through what I've got and then I'll come back. Right, I'm going to pull in Pinched by Flower Beauty as well. I do have Nectar somewhere. Normally I like to mix them, but I'll just pull in Pinch for this go around. So that's what we're working with so far. Ignore all the other stuff. The other stuff's left over from my cream declutters. I've just not done anything with them yet. So that's okay for blush, I reckon. Or is it? Oh, well, I really like this one. This Patrick Tar. Do we know her? I think that's too much. I think it's too much blush. So unless I want to get rid of one of those powders. And I've recently used the Patrick Tar one. So we've already pulled a bronzer out, haven't we? So we've done cream blush. We've got, well, we've got one cream blush at least. We've got my eyeshadow palette. We've got my blushes, my powder blushes. So now it's just the face palette, and I think that's done. So let me just go down into the other drawer. Oh, it's just not cream blush, it's highlighter as well. I don't know whether I'm going to choose a palette for that, but Malika's is the silver one, I believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, Malika, which I'll do some swatches of that in a second. Right, what do I want? Do I want highlighter? I've recently used this one. That's blush. That's eyeshadow. Oh, I feel like bringing this in because it's got everything. Right, maybe we could put some of the things that I've already pulled. No, we're already pulling a face palette. Maybe do that another time next week or something. I don't know with highlighters, guys. Right, there's this one that I've not used in a while. That could be a potential. Yeah, maybe that one. Let's put that up there. Oh, but I really like this too. This sleek one, and I've not used that in ages. We'll pull that soon. Not this week though. Don't think I've got many highlighter palettes, just highlighters on their own. I've got this one, but that's got shifty highlighters. Let's see. I only want to pull a couple of singles. And I want to pull things that I'm not sure about. We'll just pull these ones, make it really easy. Pull these ones. These are on the chopping block, so we'll do some swatches of these when we get over there. And I've just pulled these because The Becca Malika palette has got 1 highlighter in it. The Sleek palette has got 3 highlighters in it. And then obviously we pulled these as well, so I don't need to pull my very best highlighters. Might pull this though as well. Which one is this? Stole the shirt on that. It's Lunch Money I want. Yeah, we'll do Lunch Money as well. Okay, so that's what that drawer looks like. So I'm trying to focus more on using my face palettes because I've got that many of them. But I do also want to use my singles. I just want to know what I can keep and what I want to declutter. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, if you're wondering. So let's go over to the vanity and let's do some swatches. Right, so the only difference is this one's silver, whereas Chloe's was gold. So they're the shades there, which I will tell you once I've done them. I'll do it in the same order as what I did last time. I think I did highlighter, bronzer, and then the 2 blushes. So we'll do it that way, and you'll be able to see what they look like on fair skin. Initially, you may be wondering why have I got this one. Initially, I got this because I thought it was Chloe's. For some reason, I thought they only had 1 out, and I just picked it up from TK Maxx. Anyway, I went back the next week, and then I realised I didn't have Chloe's. I had Malika's, and I didn't want to take this back, so that's why I've got 2. So you can see it's considerably darker to the last one I used, especially the bronzer. I just don't know if it's going to work for my skin tone. But we'll swatch the shades anyway. I feel like if I go in very, very lightly with a fluffy brush, it would work. But it is pretty dark. Right, so you can see it is much darker than the last one. So let me tell you what I used. So we went in with Dusted, which is one of their soft focus highlighter. Then we went in with Bestie Bronze, which again is a satin matte bronze. Then Yes Girl, which is a radiant blush. And then Make Me Blush, which is also another radiant blush. I like the radiant blushes. Could I pass this on? Certainly could. I could probably sell it. Because look, I mean, look at, it's in such good condition. Just like the other one was. It looks barely untouched. So if I sanitize this and put it on Depop or something, I probably could sell it. I don't know. I don't know if I want to. Right, now we're going in with the Sleek Makeup. What's this one called? Highlighting palette in Solstice. And the only thing I don't use is that cream here. All the other shades I really, really like, but I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, do I really want to use it? Let's just do some swatches. Yeah, I think I do. Just to see if I want to keep it more than anything. Then we've got these highlighters, so let's swatch these. Right, so this is how I've swatched them. So I've done Lunch Money, Revolution, Raise the Bar, and Doll Beauty Like a Diamond. So let me show you what they look like. I feel like that Revolution one is just too golden for me, and I feel like I could quite easily pass that on. So that's that one there. We'll see though, I might change my mind when it's on the skin. I've done that a lot lately. So let's put those away. Now I think I'm going to swatch them from this side. Hourglass, Clinique and Wet n Wild. Okay, so these are the shades. So we've got, I think that one was Dim Infusion, wasn't it? Yeah, Dim Infusion by Hourglass. We've got Clinique Opal Pop in Topaz Pop. I've not really wore that a lot. It's more, to me anyway, it's more autumn winter. And we've got Wet n Wild Mellow Wine. They changed the formula on that, didn't they? But anyway, these are the shades. I think they look pretty. So it's how I've swatched them basically. So the Hourglass one is at the front there, then the Clinique Pop, and then the Wet n Wild one. I think the Clinique Pop and the Wet n Wild one are pretty darn similar, but we'll use them nonetheless if they'll fit in the drawer. And then we've just got a bronzer and a cream blush to swatch. Right, so I'll swatch this Flower Beauty Blush Bomb first in the shade Pinched. So that's very pretty, it's very neutral, isn't it? And then we will swatch the Flower Beauty Heatwave Luminous Bronzer. This one is in the shade Heatwave. No, sorry, that's just the name of the bronzer, Sunrise L1. Right, so this is what it looks like, a really pretty marbled effect bronzer. Oh, it says it's a bronzer, but does that not look like a contour? Like, to me, it looks like a contour. Anyway, we're going to work with that, and I'm going to see if I like it or not. So yeah, that's that, and that's those two again. So let's see if they fit in the drawer. I did say for this go around I wasn't going to pull as much, but what you've got to bear in mind is we pulled 2 palettes there, and the bulky, or at least one of them is, the Chloe and Malika one is bulky. So I'm hoping, oh, I don't think it's going to fit in. Let's pull this MAC out, because this is Project Pan. Okay. And let's put the MAC back in. Yeah, it should all fit in now. So that's everything. Like, there's a lot going on there. I know that, guys. But I do want to test a few things. And then my palette is here that we're going to be focusing on. Sorry I've not pulled an eyeshadow palette out, but I really want to focus on singles going forward. Maybe next time I won't pull as many singles out, and we can also pull a little palette out as well. So that's that. Setting sprays is still the same, or should I say facial mists. So we've got the Revolution Fix and Glow, but it's not the Revolution Fix and Glow, it's the Revolution Pore Minimizer Setting Spray. Don't have too much going on now. Like, ever since I did the Project Pan update, it was up there, and it's a lot less now. I forget to use it, though, if I'm being completely honest. Then there's the Technique Glow Setter here, which is pretty much nearly all gone. Then we've got the Sunkissed Skin Hydrating Face Mist, which, let it settle. I've used quite a bit since the update. And mascaras are pretty much the same, to be honest, so I won't bore you to tears with the mascaras that I'm using. You'll see them in lives if you come and join me in lives, which I hope you will. If you've not already been over, we do have fun over there. I really appreciate all of your support. It means a lot to me. If you've not already checked out my Embracing My Curls channel that I've got going on, I would love for you to do so. I'm not doing too many videos over there, probably 1 and maybe 2 a week. My main focus is always going to be makeup tutorials with Andy. So again, thank you for joining me. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe. It would mean the world, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.